Hey guys! So, of all the soldier primaries, I think it's safe to say that the Airstrike is considered the weakest, right? I mean, the rocket jumper gives you mobility, the direct hit extra damage, the Liberty launcher looks nice, but this piece of rather rotund, oft-ignored ordnance has quite the bit of potential when used correctly. Here are the stats. Each rocket deals 15% reduced damage and has a 10% reduced explosion radius, but in return, you yourself take 15% less damage from your own rockets and gain a whopping 65% increase in attack speed while rocket jumping. On top of that, each kill grants you one extra rocket in your clip, and this caps out at 4 kills. You start out able to fire 4 rockets before reloading, so killing 4 people doubles that number to 8. 8 rockets before you run out and need to reload is very enticing, but actually killing 4 people with these weaker rockets is often less than doable. The end result is a rocket launcher that excels in the air and struggles on the ground, at least on paper. In practice, the Airstrike is more than a little lackluster. It is crippled by that 15% damage penalty, especially considering its explosion radius is even smaller when rocket jumping, the thing you're supposed to do with it. Bombarding a group of enemies with 8 rockets and sending them all to the Shadow Realm is fun, but this strategy is made even weaker by a somewhat hidden game mechanic: damage fall off. Basically, the further away you are from your target, the less damage your rockets will do, which added to the Airstrike's 15% damage reduction makes anything less than an 8 rocket bombardment barely worth it. So you must be wondering, why did I title this video the way I did? I must have a strategy for using the Airstrike in an effective manner, right? Oh yeah. The secret to using the Airstrike is... don't rocket jump. Or do it rarely. Sounds insane, right? The entire purpose of this rocket launcher is to blast yourself into the air and do strafing runs on groups of enemies, right? That may have been the original intent behind this weapon, but it's far from the most effective strategy. Instead, to make this gun good, we are going to make use of a secondary item, the buff banner. The buff banner solves every problem the Airstrike has while it's active. It's a trumpet. By dealing 600 total damage, you charge a meter, and when it's full, toot toot on your trumpet to gain mini crits for 10 seconds. Despite the word mini, this buff is no joke. A whopping 35% damage increase on all weapons. Not only that, but mini crits ignore damage fall off. So here's a strat. At the start of the round, hang back. Pick off loner enemies, anyone by themselves, to both charge your meter and gain extra rockets in your clip. Once your rage meter is full, blow the trumpet and swagger forth. You now have a rocket launcher that deals increased damage, has no damage fall off, and has more rockets per clip than any other launcher. The extra damage allows you to get more kills, which will max out your clip to 8. When using the buff banner with the stock rocket launcher, you tend to fire 4 rockets and then have to reload, wasting precious seconds of mini crits. But the Airstrike has more rockets, allowing you to take full advantage of the 10-second buff. This is surprisingly effective, and very few people are ready for it. And yes, this also fixes the problem with the barrage mechanic. Normally, being high up in the air causes your rockets to do pitiful damage to enemies on the ground. But hey, no damage fall off, no problem. As long as your shots are direct, you'll be killing people for sure. This strategy turns you into a soldier with 2 modes of play. While your buff is down, you play passive. Spam rockets down choke points from behind your team, and just try to keep doing damage to anyone you see. Once the buff is charged, you have the freedom to cut loose with 8 mini crit rockets before retreating once again. Not only does this keep you alive, but it makes it harder for the enemy to predict you since you're swapping playstyles so often. I admit this strategy is sort of situational, but so are most of Soldier's rocket launchers aside from his default. If your team is super squishy or you just keep dying before getting that rage meter, maybe swap to another loadout. That being said, I know for sure that naming my Christmas-themed Airstrike the Destroyer of Worlds was no stroke of irony. That's it. Sub for more, like if you did. Dishonored reviews still coming. They're taking longer than I thought, and I felt bad not having uploaded anything in a while. Bye!